people just turn up. Okay, so it's exciting. But yeah, carry on with what you were saying, Paul.
Okay, let me play this to you. Okay, just watch this.
Way, that wasn't yesterday.
No,
that was 4 years ago. So it's also a really great reminder that with all the noise or whatever people do, there's still a whole life, a real, authentic, fun life that's happening behind the scenes. I'm just grateful that now, being back on social as well, I have a place where I can share it on my own terms.
On your own terms.
By the way,
this is because I called the hospital, and the hospital confirmed that they did not do that, because I also showed, I have videos of the hospital, because Santa Barbara Cottage themselves during COVID, they were giving interviews and they were sharing how they were banning people and stuff like that, right? From that, and how they didn't allow visitors or anything. So, and I did my video on it today, and I show Santa Barbara Cottage specifically talking about it. I mean, I'll share this also with Gayle King, and I'm using people that Meghan Markle uses. So it's not, you know what I mean? It's not some random person. This is in May 2021, when they had banned everybody from being in the rooms, you know, and they couldn't wear masks. They had to wear masks and all kinds of stuff. Okay. So I'm going to mute myself.
No, can I just ask, is Paula still on her intro? Is this still Paula saying hi to everyone and saying hi?
Because I'll forget. I'm sharing a screenshot with you guys.
Oh, she's a fucking legend. So she's a freaking legend. She really is, man. She really is. Right, Paula, let's do this.
Because of the coronavirus crisis, more than 300,000
people
signed a petition against that precaution. If you've ever given birth, you know it's terrifying and exhilarating at the same time, and you'd like to see familiar faces.
Honestly, Gail, I'm devastated.
Yeah, it's very quiet, Paula.
My husband, as of now, can't be in the delivery room with me. Honestly, it felt like someone knocked the wind out of me.
Well, that was Gayle King talking that there were over 300,000 people signing a petition because and she was talking to a lady who just found out that on June, she was supposed to give birth on June 2nd of 2021. She had been told that her husband could not be in the delivery room, nor could be in the room at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is Gayle King, and 300,000 people filed a petition and all kinds of crap, you know. So because I called her out on it, because in that video, neither Harry nor Meghan are wearing masks, you know, and they were masks.
100%.
I'm done with my intro. Screw you.
Done with your intro. Fantastic. Okay, Manuela, great to see you again. How are you? How goes the keeping the world looking younger business going? What's been going on? How are you?
Well, I'm very good. Thank you for having me again. It's such a pleasure to be here. And what's the bit? Well, I've been watching that podcast, the new one that just came out, the Emma Grede one, the Aspire, and I got a little let's say triggered, if you will, especially towards, I mean, there's many parts of it, but towards the end when she's talked about that she's going to pivot and then go into, you know, the menopause and the menopause products and go into that as something else that she may be dabbling in. And she's already an angel in MIDI. And that just made me like, I've been doing this for 27 years, the menopause space. And when menopause was a bad word, you weren't even allowed to talk about it.
God, I'm sweating now.
Yeah, we're all sweating now. But, you know, just to see that, again, just positioning herself into it and not understanding that I see the opportunity, because 5,000 to 6,000 women a day go into menopause. There'll be 2 million women in the U.S. going into menopause this year. It's the largest growing category. Over 1/3 of the population is in it. So I see that she sees the ka-ching, move over jam, enter into this.
Move over jam. Listen, if she's going to launch it in the same way she does her jam, your business has nothing to worry about, Manuela.
I know that.
Because I can tell you what will happen. She'll bring out 15 tubes of it, and that'll be it. They'll get sent out to influencers, and she'll be done. So yeah, but it seems wild. I mean, last week Last week it was hotels and restaurants. Now we're talking about, see, listen, it's one thing when it's jam or if it's, her merchandise, but when it's chemicals you're slapping on your face. Right? I just have like a I don't know how that's going to go, because she's just going to white label some stuff. She's not going to do anything herself. She's just going to white label whatever is there and ready to be taken on by an influencer or something like that. I mean, that's how these things are done a lot of the time, and it's either going to be a mediocre product that is marked up and sold way over what it should be, or it's not going to happen at all. If it's not already on a white label product for her to slap her name on, this ain't happening. This ain't happening. Ain't happening. Okay. I don't think is she mistaken going to a hotel and eating as a restaurant? Has she confused that with owning a hotel and owning a restaurant? Because sometimes I think she gets the words muddled up, man.
She just infantilizes everything. She just makes it seem like she just flutters here and there. I'm a founder. I started and really, truly, when you are so well funded and so well connected, is that really being a founder of anything? You're just positioned to win. Like, she's already at the start of the line.
I'll be honest with you. Paula and I had a quick chat earlier in the week about Virginia and about some things that had popped up. And I've got one of the maddest Meghan Markle theories that I've ever had since we've done this podcast, right?
All right, let's go.
Oh no, we save that one for the end. We're not going to waste any airtime with my shenanigans. You all have very educated and excellent things to say. But before we get on to all of that, Victoria, you rascal.
Hello. Hi. Okay.
How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. We've just finished doing a podcast with Manuela about acne, which was very interesting.
All right, nice.
We're talking about skincare, and I'm going to do one every week.
I'm a mad picker. Like, I can't stop picking stuff. Like, that's my thing.
Have you ever seen Pimple Popper?
No, I can't watch it. Like, I can't watch it, right? Like, I couldn't watch somebody else's getting done. But I'm savage with stuff. Like, and I take it way too far. I take it way, way, way too far. But that's interesting though, because I think a lot of people, some adults and kids as well, they suffer from acne and skin problems and all that. Not me. I have a beautiful, beautiful complexion, and I was graced with it. But man, I'll get a pimple in the most random place ever. Like, who gets a pimple on their shoulder? Why? Why is that there? You know what I mean? So we all suffer from it. You know what I mean?
I've had one on my toe before, right at the top of my toe.
It's not a competition, Victoria. It's not a competition.
Oh, okay. No, sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. But what else are you up to? What else have you managed to move?
No, I still haven't moved. No, I can't find anywhere at the moment. But I watched the Emma interview as well. I just thought, oh my God, how self-indulgent. It would have been really boring hadn't it been her and analysing her nonsense. Otherwise, it's just the most weirdest interview. It's just like me. There was no kind of they weren't talking about their experience in business or giving advice. It was just like how they became female founders and how wonderfully successful they are. It didn't really educate me on how to be a female founder.
Yeah, but if you're the wife of a freaking former prince, I think you've already got a bit of an easier step into the business game than most women, right? Like, I imagine Meghan's waking up with 45 white label offers a day. You see what I'm saying? So, like, I would love to actually have an unscripted, unprepared conversation with Meghan Markle about the things she's meant to know about and see just how much she knows, because it's a spicy one. But look, Victoria, as always, wonderful to have you here. Lady Letitia, whipping out the hand fan. How are you? How were the nails this week?
They're the same.
Fabulous. Still square tipped and fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. How are you doing? What have you been up to? What's been going on? Tell us your
doing great, Ron. I got a 4-year-old that I got to run around and chase.
Yeah,
and
of course.
He's telling me what to do.
Yep.
And it's just fun. It's fun being a mom.
Yeah, absolutely is.
Good to see everyone today. Everyone on the panel, Ron, Paula, Manuela, Victoria, hello.
Hello.
And so,
hello, my lovely.
I agree with you guys. with the hotel and the whole podcast with what her name, Emma and Megan. Oh, it was just so it was, to me, it was so not relatable. I couldn't relate. She's not relating to anybody. She said, did you see my authenticness when I was doing my twerk? And I said, oh, girl, you do not want to capitalize on that, do you? That's what you're famous for? You were famous for being a royal. Now you're going to be famous for twerking? Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, the one thing that was completely, real about her twerking was the fact that she was a real unpregnant woman who was had shoved a bunch of laundry up a dress, which she then proceeded to hoik up her thighs while she pelvic rolled her way through her labor. Interesting. It's an interesting one. But look, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being here.
Ron, I done an AI video. I did an AI video of her with laundry up her dress, and it's gone nearly viral on TikTok.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Look, just the same as the original, I would imagine, almost identical. Because that's probably what we were looking at. I have to say, but pull it up if you can, Victoria. We'll definitely take a look at that. And
look at it.
Yeah, so I'll find it's on YouTube somewhere as well.
They bother. Well, Paula, what has been happening? Where have your gears been ground this week? I know that the podcast with Emma, is it Greedy or Grede?
Emma Grede, I don't know how you call it.
Is it Greed?
I just did a video about it. I just literally posted it. It's actually quite funny. I did a collab with Jen, and we deep dive on. I mean, internet is forever. And that's the problem that Meghan Markle has. In the internet, people, you don't even have to speak sometimes. You just put whatever she's saying and you show the receipt right next to it. It's gotten to that point. It's like when she says that she opened her account in January this year and the woman goes, what? Really? And then you go to her. I did a video almost 3 years ago when she started her Meghan account, and I exposed it because I said, why would Serena Williams, Kris Jenner, Abigail Spencer be following this account? And it had the handle at Meghan, right? And everybody is like, no, because that celebrities are very intentional with who they follow. They're just not going to follow anybody, right? So I showed that Serena Williams was following this Meghan account. Right.
Well, actually, Paula, more to be even more accurate in what you're saying, it's probably an agent that's doing all of the following on those accounts. If you see what I mean. So they're usually
that was Meghan who opened it.
I mean, people like Serena Williams and all of that. A lot of them will have people that kind of are a go-between and manage. So
okay, but how would Serena know? My point is, how would Serena know that is Meghan? How would her agent know that is Meghan to follow her?
It could have. Well, all I'm saying is, a lot of the point was based off when you said they're strategic when they follow people, right? So you may have found that there was an agency broadcast that was put out, and those representatives were adding people.
That thing was very quiet. Nobody knew about it. We barely had. Yeah. I reported it when she had 82 followers. And then I reported on it again when she had over 100,000, almost 100,000, because people were sus because the picture was peonies, and she always posted the peonies thing, right?
Yeah.
And then even if it's an agent, they would know. They would have been told, listen, this is actually Meghan Markle's account, Abigail Spencer, all her usual friends, right? So they would have Meghan open it in June 2022, right around the time when she was looking to sell a book for Harry because she had intentions of divorcing Harry. And guess what? 3 years later, we have Vanity Fair saying that Meghan had been shopping around for a book and movie deals and everything post-divorce. The same thing I reported 3 years earlier, that in 2022, and that she had opened that account as Meghan. She didn't have Duchess of Sussex, because I firmly believe, like I said back then, that was her intention to divorce. That she had gotten everything. And then in the Oprah interview, she pretty much Harry didn't come out looking good in that interview because Meghan is saying that she was completely alone and she has Harry sitting there. You know, that she wanted to unalive herself, and Harry's like, I was doing. He looked bad. Meghan Markle was creating her narrative for divorce, and she was looking and shopping around. I reported all of that on 2022. And then now you have Vanity Fair that, yeah, she'd been looking to shop a book, and that she has videos of Harry. And then, shockingly, Neil Sean is saying, oh, and Meghan has videos of Harry and the royal family from when she was started dating them. And now they oh my God, Neil Sean said it. I've been saying this, if you look at my videos early on, consistently. And I even said that Meghan Markle, because we did the Maid interview, you don't remember this, the Maid interview, the Maid said that Meghan Markle was involved in the making of the book. And I said, I did a video where I said, Meghan doesn't have to even hire a lawyer. All she has to do is walk into the court and show the spare book, because it's a horrible book. It puts Harry in a horrible light as an abusive person. And I am sure that Meghan has a lot of things, you know, on Harry, because who thinks to record somebody proposing to you while talking to a friend? That's a very personal thing.
Right, exactly. She had him reenact it.
You know, and it's like, so this is all today. Today I'm exposing that because I did my video. Please go watch it. Go watch my video. It's with Jen. It's a lot of fun because I show the clip of
She gave us the preview.
Well, let me show it to you. I don't know. Okay, let me show you just a little bit though, because I don't want to. Let me see. Is it here? Yeah, let me show you.
Just to let everybody know, Ron couldn't remember what the hell Lady Letitia's YouTube channel was called, so it now is going into the description. So it will now be in the description of the live.
Okay, I'm gonna share with you the video I did today. I'm gonna share a video I did today with whatchamacallit, with Jen. Listen,
Ron.
Yeah.
Can I hit the stream this to your audience?
Well, we're backing it up on one channel every week. Victoria got in here this week. You can do it next week.
Okay.
It's just that we always have an archive of the episode.
Last time I did it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No problems. Yeah. We usually do it. I'm not really fussed, to be perfectly honest, but yeah, as long as one person's doing it right now, we're good. So,
I'm showing you my thing, so I'll mute. So just a little bit. I'll show just a little bit. Okay, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the video I just posted.
Okay.
Hogwash. I mean, really. An uncanny ability, though. She frames negatives as positives.
Well. Why can't we get any respite? I mean, how many new versions of Meghan Markle are we going to see? Wait, I heard you sneezing. Wait.
Sorry.
Repentant. She's defiant in the way she lies, guys. I mean, and Emma it's now regretting and admits that she was played because of the backlash. And we're going to show you how little traffic, whatever happened to the Meghan effect. So today, why did she go to Jane?
We watch this and we know something is wrong. We're not.
Takeaway that I got from that started. She has quite a few mask slips. Because did she go to the Duchess? Why not more?
You know, I really want to understand where you got the entrepreneurial bug. Did you have, like business owners or founders in your family? Where does it come from?
Oh goodness, my my grandfather on my mom's side, he used to have an antique store, and I would always be oftentimes after school with him, helping with his antiques and watching what it's like to just be in business and also customer service.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a show called Married with Children.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I grew up on the set of Married with Children every day after school for 10 years.
Just pause it for a second. When you're asked where you get your business mindset from, and you must be surrounded and have powerful business people in your family, and you hit back with, my granddad had an antique store, right? Like, what is this woman doing? Like, what is this
lying? The whole point that I want to show you is that even that is a lie. Listen to what. Listen to this.
She made up that her granddad had Why did
Yes,
she?
this is what I'm trying to show you. Just let me rewind so you can see what she says. Okay, just
Wow, this woman never
Yeah,
fails to keep giving. She really doesn't.
She's deadhead.
Entrepreneurial bug. Did you have, you know, like business owners or founders in your family? Where does it come from?
Oh goodness, my yes, well, my grandfather on my mom's side, he used to have an antique store, and I would always be oftentimes after school with him, helping with his antiques and watching what it's like to, you know, just be in business and also customer service.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a show called Married with Children. Do you remember that
Seen it?
show?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I grew up on the set of Married with Children every day after school for 10 years. I was there.
Wow.
I know.
so.
Patting herself
I
on the
mean,
back.
and that's just the first lie. We're just getting off on the first thing.
I think she also mentions that I think she mentions that she sold scrunchies as well for £1 or $1. A scrunchie.
Yeah, I mean, that's a
so
bit.
that was where she got her business acumen from. Her
Oh, yeah,
scrunchie
let's-
selling.
She did say that.
I remember sitting and watching a TED talk with all of the largest CEOs around the world, and they often talk about their dollar businesses they set up when they were 8 as being the inspiring thing that set the foundation for the billions they represent now. It's kind of wild, but that comparison of I spent every day after school with my granddad to I spent every day after school on the set of Married with Children, right? There's a bit of a contrast there.
It just sounds like she just made it up really quick to have something to say instead of being authentic and saying, no, I don't have anyone in my family that way, but I've learned from this person or that person.
But she doesn't want to credit her father. That's it, because she's been.
That's a good point too.
So many interviews.
Good point.
The thing is, she had so many interviews out there, and then that on weekends he would take her to tap lessons and ride the ponies, and then she would go and eat at Frank and Muzzo's. And then in that podcast, she even says she grew up on coupons. And her father, I mean, Meghan Markle did not grow up on coupons. If you're going to an 18,000 preschool a year back then, you're not growing in coupons. But listen to this clip, which is really interesting, guys. Okay, just listen to.
Or she's talking about the lies that the public are talking about that she's said. I'm so confused how this woman lives her life and just navigates her day-to-day existence. She's so divorced from reality. I've said that before, but it's really scary to have no personal accountability. What lie is she referring to? What big lie?
People are telling about her.
Yeah. Just be authentic. Did you see my baby mama dance?
I mean, stop it. First of all, can I just tell you the timing of that? The timing of that.
Up and down the coast are banning most
can I just
visitors
say,
as COVID cases surge. Today, Dignity Health announced new limitations for guests.
And it was also the first day for Cottage Hospital's new no visitor policy. As News Channel reporter Scott Sheen explains, there are a few exceptions.
Cases in the community, unfortunately, it's again necessary to limit visitation to protect the hospital, to protect our patients, and also to protect our staff.
COVID-19 cases are surging. Santa Barbara County Public Health has reported nearly 4,000 new cases in the last week. As a result, Cottage Health is putting a pause on hospital visits to protect frontline workers.
What? I guess she forgot when she did that video. That it was 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We just saw that this is the Santa Barbara cottage when they put bans and restrictions that visitors could not be there. And yet Harry wrote in spare that they were there. We saw that dance without any mask, and masks were mandatory. This is in May and June 2021.
Damn. I tell you what, Paula, that bulb that you use in your lamp is like the bulb of youth. I'm telling you, man,
That's not a bulb. That's actually the light from the computer one. So I have to always keep clicking it, because otherwise, if it goes, you suddenly see it go dark.
Okay, so I just want to say the comment I made about the have you got any business people, and how even if her granddad had a very successful antique shop, that's still good business, right? If you have a successful business, but Meghan doesn't want a little mum and pop shop like that. She wants a mega institution, a brand, a gloop all of her own, or goop, whatever it's called. Like Meghan would do really well having one little shop by herself with Harry. That would be a brilliant business.
I have to ask people here because at least Manuela, you're an entrepreneur. I do have a business. Okay, let me put it this way and I'll ask the question. She says that she sold, that she put out a product and it sold out within an hour. She said that she did a podcast that it was so successful that she's not going to do another one. And neither was she selling any more.
Oh, really? That's what she said?
Yeah, she's not doing because she's going to concentrate on her business. And then now she's not going to do. And one interesting thing, if you go watch my video, we talk about some things that people are not talking about. Because, for example, she said, this Emma girl says, well, even if you don't get your show renewed, will the brand as ever still be there? Right. And it's like, what do you mean? If the show is that successful, like they claim it is, why wouldn't it be renewed? Netflix will hire your ass in a second. Yeah, we're over 15 minutes. Netflix will hire your ass in a heartbeat. They will renew it immediately. They haven't renewed the contract. And they're passive investors. They're not investing a penny in Meghan Markle. You know, so that's not a man. That's Siri. Let's go there.
So you think Netflix?
We exposed
I heard
quite a
that
few
Netflix
things.
was going to keep her because she was such a. She's not good for business, but she is. So he's okay. That's okay.
Well, you see, no, Letitia, you're right. So if it wasn't for the amount that Meghan would charge Netflix, she would want tens and tens of millions again, right? If she was just a regular person who they could get back on for another series that everyone would hate watch, like most of the people were doing with the first series, then that wouldn't be an issue. But it's the price tag to get the hate watch season part 2 running. So the rewards just aren't there for the investment, I would imagine, with Netflix. Plus, Letitia and Paula, we could argue not the greatest ambassador for any brand, really, unless it's like that glitter that the strippers spray on themselves. I imagine she could pretty much pioneer being a representative of that.
She mentioned she mentioned that she sold out under an hour.
But that's not true.
So
that's
she sold out
true.
under an hour. She said she didn't want to. She did. I know, but what she also said is she didn't want to continue to not be able to restock and disappoint her customers, and that's why she's paused on.
What was she selling?
She was saying that she's not going to
make her friends overly.
No, this woman is she never sold the jam. She gave away 15 jars of jam. If there was jam for sale, Meghan, I would have a jar. Okay. So would frickin' Michelle. Michelle was on the jam like a rash. She had to subsequently go and buy your ex-granddaddy's jam, right? Old Papa frickin' Prince Charles.
Victoria. She the jam. I forgot what I was gonna say.
It's all right. Don't worry. You're going to talk about jam. It'll come back to you. Ron's still mid-rant, so if you need some help, don't worry.
She did run out.
Well, basically, she
Victoria,
did run out, but this was her reasoning behind her not restocking, is because yes.
There's a delay. There's a slight delay with you, Victoria. Just so
okay, let me log in and out.
Just in case you think we're all talking over each other. There's a delay.
Clarify something. First of all, I'm going to clarify something.
Okay, cool.
Meghan Markle never sold like those items. The reason why she asked for you to sign up and do the sign up for the client list is because she selects the people and she pre-sells to the people that she wants to sell, like influencers, newspapers, and YouTubers that she wants them to get their product.
Did you sign up?
No, because where she's making the real money is getting your internet address, because suddenly you go to companies and you suddenly start getting all these ads on your phone, you know. So she didn't sell. So what she did, because of the FDA labels, and I finally got to the bottom of it, because for food in the United States, I did quite a few videos about it. They're incredibly strict for food. You have to put where the food is being manufactured, where the fruit comes from, everything, when it's expired by, you have to put all of that, right? And none of her labels had it. It only said produced for us ever. By whom? Where did the fruit come? Because in case of food poisoning, in case of anything, they
They
have
can
to
track
be
it.
able. Yeah, but then when I called the FDA, because I was angry, because I have to put labels on my stuff in the United States, guys, and they're very strict, you know. And they said that if you sell samples, if you send it as samples, or you sell it as samples,
Yep.
then you don't need to be FDA approved.
Or
This is
gift.
why the regular people who actually bought it, they got the letter saying, I'm sorry, we ran out of stock. She never really had it. Because
Right.
the FDA would never, even that lie that she says that she would do it in her cottage, in her kitchen, even if you want to do it in your kitchen. I showed you guys the regulations that the FDA has to, the Food Administration Department, FAD, has to come to
Right.
your kitchen. They have to make sure that you have everything there, that you have these things in your windows, that you have certain fluids
But
before you
hold
come
up.
in.
She what about that commercial where she had all that jam manufacturing it with the berries in
I
it?
can post anything. I can post anything like that.
But that wasn't her jam. That wasn't her product.
Sweetie,
Well,
I can put
yeah,
anything
she had
online.
that-
I can go ask my buddy to put that in and just put some jars there. But
Yeah.
like, how can you tell me that, I ran out, I wasn't counting on it. She has a full team. She has Netflix behind it. Are you telling me that Netflix, who already has a plan and everything, wouldn't count on it? Are you telling me that she says, I can't find the berries anymore because it's seasonal? Bullshit. You can buy berries anywhere. I have people here in Nicaragua, you know, that they come in Nicaragua and they have foreign companies who come in and they literally lease a large plot of land, and then they grow their fruits because here you can grow fruit the entire year, literally because of the weather, right? So you have people with honey. How about the honey? Why didn't she restock the honey? The honey's not seasonal.
Why
You
do
can
you
get
think
honey
she
anywhere.
didn't do it? Why do you think she didn't do it?
We're gonna
Like,
go for as long as you want, George, until you get here.
Right.
Do you think it's because she just
That she never wanted to do that. She just
never
wanted
wanted
to
to
call
do
herself. She just wanted to put it in her CV, just like humanitarian. Just
Yeah.
to,
Hey, check it
I'm a
off.
female founder. I'm a female
Yeah.
founder.
Yeah,
I'm a
but listen,
podcaster.
listen. What we need to do is we just for 2 seconds, just correct me if I'm wrong. We're all talking about the jam. We're all talking about how Megan, it was too difficult to restock the jam. Yes, correct. That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
And it's sold out in minutes. Okay. Can anyone show me where these jams were purchased from? Because I'm telling you now, the website was never finished. Okay, the website was never finished, and it was only the influencer jams that went out. So what is she talking about? If I go to the shop and buy 15 bars of chocolate and then hand them out to 15 bars of to different people, that is not a business. Okay,
No.
that is me just handing out 15 chocolate bars and then going, oh, they sold out real fast. What are you talking about? Like, it doesn't make any sense. How is this woman like talking about a history that we can clearly remember? This was like last year or the year before, right? This wasn't like 10. This was recent. The jam never existed. It was samples sent out to influencers. And now this woman is saying, oh man, my artisanal jam empire, right? Empire that she's trying to paint this picture of. It was just samples sent out, mate. And I can't believe she's going on podcasts and be like, it's something sensible. Was it though? Empire. Right? Okay, Victoria's back. Hang on, I can hear that Victoria's putting her headphones on. Right, yeah. Welcome back, Victoria. Can you give us a count to 10?
1, 2, 3, 4. Is it on time?
Can you hear me? We'll both count to 10, and you count to 10, and I'll count to 10. You tell me if it's at the same time. Ready?
Okay.
1,
2, 3, 4,
4,
5,
5,
6,
6, 7. Can you hear me? I hear you.
9. Yeah, that's fine. I
Yeah,
had
it's gonna
to
be
come
fine,
off
yeah.
of it. I had to come off of it for a minute to catch up. I think I was
Yeah, it was
talking
weird.
over people. I did it. I'm so
No.
sorry.
Yeah, side chat. I just
don't
wanted
know
to.
what happened.
I tried to explain before you left. I apologize to the side chat. It seemed like we were all talking over
Yeah,
Victoria,
yeah.
but there was a nasty delay, and
it's
we
my
just weren't
crap
catching.
computer.
So we were
sorry.
and I just want to say we're still talking about the jam in 2025, and I'm so here for it.
Okay.
But the jam empire was just that little marketing ploy. I mean, I'm sorry, we have got Manuela here, right? A founder of a business.
Mm-hmm.
If I just set up a website, Emanuela, and then just send out 15 mailers, does that make me a founder of a company or a website?
See, which is drop shipping, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's. I mean, there's a lot of things going on. First of all, to be a founder or to have a business. I mean, anybody can find anything. You can call yourself whatever you want, but to start a business and to have something that's in manufacturing or supply, Paula's very right. When you're making a sample product, you don't need to follow labeling requirements. So when we and Megan said something very interesting on the podcast about how skincare or something else is chemicals, and then she's doing fruit and all this, but she's not the only person who makes jam. People make jam all over the world, and yet they don't run out. So when you actually have a business and a supply chain, as I said, she has set this all up to explain herself or to verify what all her guffaws, if you will. But when you're formulating or you're making a product, yes, you worry about the supply chain. You have to worry about once you sell out, how do you restock? And hopefully you don't sell out because you want to create trust with your audience or with your customer. Yep. You don't want to buy something once and then never find it again.
Look how you aced the interview. You aced the interview.
Hell yeah, of course she does.
You sat down and did that interview like 100% better.
Letitia, are you talking like?
So I have a product label right here. This is one of my products, right? But a product label has to have by law food and drug. It must have origin. Where is it made? Who makes it? You have to have a legal line. You have to have a phone number or a contact in case of poison or reaction. This is not, nobody is exempt from this. No. It has to be a certain size, a certain font. So ours, for example, mine says made in Canada because this is where we are in Toronto. And it says Eisenberg's Laboratory, which is my laboratory. Now, this is because we make our own product. But if I were to private label this for somebody, it would say made in Canada for blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
That word for means now you don't make it yourself. Somebody's made it for you. So her product says for, which means she didn't make it, somebody else made it. So when she's trying to say she's picked it out of her backyard, it's a limited batch, not true, because they're not going to do that when you're making a private label product.
Yeah. So she did do it in a factory.
Yeah. It's jam. It's fruit and sugar. It's fruit and sugar, man. It's like 2 ingredients. 3 if you want to get real fancy. And she's ran out. Look, I'm not being funny, Megan, right? But I ain't buying it.
She said one morning she woke up to so many of her friends saying, I don't know what it is about your jam, but it makes me so happy.
Maybe it was the jam that would make them happy.
Okay, let's do the math, Victoria. You and me, we're going to do the math. There's 15 jars of jam. Let's say everyone invited 3 friends over for breakfast, right? Okay, everyone invited 3 friends over for breakfast. And then they all got in touch with Megan that morning. Maximum 40 people, maximum. Okay, like that. I'm telling you now, she'll have more hate mail than that. So don't tell me your DMs were swamped because of the jam. Okay.
She told Emma that. It was so embarrassing. I make people. They said that my jam makes them happy.
Who does that?
Euphoric. Euphoric jam.
Okay, I was just about to say, let's just read between the lines then. So let's assume that her jam is really hard to make. What's the secret ingredient that we could be slapping in there for influencers? I don't know. But have you heard about that mad honey? You all heard about that mad honey from the Philippines, right? This is a honey that only exists in the Philippines. And these little dudes climb up these bamboo ladders and hack down the honey. And it's one of the most powerful hallucinogens known to man. And it's a freaking honey, right? So maybe it is a rare batch of jam. Who knows what she's sending out to people and why they're feeling so good. This is all allegedly, and I'm speculating.
It's very interesting.
It has her breast milked into it.
No. You're going back down in the little box.
I'm showing something share something on screen. Share something that I have on screen. This is from Amazon.com. This is just any jam I picked here. This is just happens to be a product of Canada, printed in Canada. Crofters Food certified by organic. It tells you everything. It tells you ingredients and everything. You have all the nutritional stuff there of where it is organic. And this is just the organic one. Okay. And you have all this information that Meghan Markle does not have. This is the serving size. Wow. There's more pictures, here, it tells you everything. It tells you everything where the fruit comes from, everything, guys. Okay, where it's packaged, everything.
And maybe this was too difficult for her to come up with, Paula. Maybe she was just, she couldn't come up with all this information.
Because barely.
You
get a graphic artist. It costs you $200. They'll make a label for you. There's people in the food business that make labels all the time. It's a phone call.
Oh, Manuela, don't kid yourself. She put in that order to the designer at the same time as the jam. She's still arguing with them over the 4 millionth redesign, mate. That's why nothing's getting pushed out. Girl can't decide on nothing. Honestly,
no, when does it ever? When have you ever heard somebody say, "Oh, my podcast was so successful, I did 8 that I'm not going to do anymore"? Then my fruit sold that in a few minutes that I'm not going to do anymore. My show was so successful that I'm not going to do anymore. And her food. And by the way, Netflix is not following us ever. If you go to Instagram and you go to Netflix, and you go to followers and you type in Netflix and you type in as ever, you will see that Netflix is not following as ever. Okay. So, I mean, I showed that in my video today. I mean, guys, my video today is a killer. Go watch it. I'm not kidding.
She did make out though that her and Netflix relationship was really tight, and they had this, you know, very trusting relationship, that now she's doing e-commerce with them, that they're going to be, you know, even more in cahoots with each other. So is it a 5-year deal that they've had already, and is there talk now of it continuing?
No,
for another 5.
You know what's interesting is she says that she's a startup. She's a startup. So with a startup, people have a lot of forgiveness. When people are starting up, you say, okay, you fumble along, you're a startup, you're new. But then at the same time, she's had a 5-year, 7-year relationship with these people. So she's not a startup. So she's hiding behind being a startup so she can excuse all of her inadequacies. She's had this great, and look at their reach. Netflix is not new around the block. They know what they're doing. They're savvy business people. So again, there's this big disconnect.
Yeah.
If you look at here, I'm typing as ever on Netflix. They're not following as ever. And if they're business partners, why aren't they following her? Especially the business part of it, you know?
To be fair, though, Paula, that some of these stars, they do not follow anybody. You know, so you've got Eminem who doesn't follow anyone.
This is Netflix. Netflix follows their main stars.
People.
No, Netflix follows their main stars, and this is
a partner. I would go with Paula on this. Like, it's almost in contracts. Like, if you're signed up to Netflix, you have the social, especially Instagram. It's like a big thing. Because exactly what Paul was pointing out, the removal of someone from your follow list is also something that's done to make a point. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you on this one, Paula. So
not only that, her As Ever website does not have a link to Netflix, and Netflix does not have a link to the As Ever website. And if you're partners, that's one of the main things. Manuela, you know that. Like, I have that, and I have somebody who's a partner of mine. I put their logo in there, and it's like advertising. They don't have Megan stuff. So everything that she's saying there is absolute BS. I mean, we expose everything in that video we did today without having to really talk very much. It's like, oh, really? Bam, here it is. You know, it's like I opened my she said, she literally said that she started her, and then she says, okay, this is what she says about her Megan account. She says that account is personal. It's not for business, right? That's what she said, not me. I'm showing you something here. This is what Megan said in that podcast to the world today. That her personal account is not for business, right? Are you sure?
She did.
And she admitted, Emma says that we're not following the business one. We're all following the person.
Can you share Megan's? I'm sharing her profile. She was very clear in that podcast that she does not use her personal. It's just for fun. It's just for joy.
Nobody has 3.8 million followers on anything that brings anyone any joy. Okay, that is straight up business.
No, but she has 2 links of business. She has 2 links for business. This is just for joy and personal. And she has Shop My Favorite, and where she posts really expensive things for makeup, clothes, nothing cheap. You know, so I mean, you don't really have to do much. All you have to do is show her, and that she.
1 second, lady. Can I just say? Andrew POV, you handsome devil. How are you? Where are you? Good to see you, bro. We can't actually see you.
I'm just getting off of work. What's happening?
It's good to hear your voice, mate. We can't see you, but we are here. So I'll let you get yourself set up, and we'll go back to Paula's point until you come join us from the void. But it's great to see you back, Andy. It really is good to see you back.
Well,
Andrew.
Andrew has been killing it. Andrew has been killing it on the on
Yeah.
YouTube. I've been laughing so hard watching his things. I mean, it's so much, you know, in that podcast. And to me, what's still surprising is that, you know, this Emma girl goes, "Oh, you know, Megan, you know, in my time, they weren't hiring mixed race people. There was just like the blonde girl with, or, you know, or the ethnic. And I didn't fit on that, you know, because, you know, that's why. No. Did it ever occur to her that she wasn't talented? And back then you had the Cosbys, you had, I mean, what was it called? All kinds of shows with mixed race people. You know, what the hell is this woman talking about?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest. I'll be honest.
That was just an excuse.
Other than Dallas and Dynasty, I think all of the shows that I remember growing up, the big ones, were all, you know, black American families. It was the Cosbys. It was like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and that's where my entire memory.
Yeah.
There was definitely more. There was definitely more.
And they had white people.
Yeah.
You guys remember Martin?
Hang on, Victoria first. On you go.
Sorry, I was just going to say, she mentioned that she went for a few auditions, and she told herself that if she gets turned down for that audition, that maybe that director or that person there was, she reminded them of somebody that had, you know, cheated on them. You know, she was like, they were jealous of her, and it was a real eye opener of how much she holds herself on a pedestal. Because she really told herself it's not about her talent, that they might have been reminded that she was like
the best thing I've ever heard. I didn't get the part. It's not because I've not got any talent. It's because I remind them of somebody who has done them wrong. That's a banger. Letitia, you were wanting to make a comment there. You came in kind of around about the same time as Victoria there.
Yeah, no, I was just adding to a different world, like Claudia said, in Martin. The shows back then that were coming out, what we were talking about. Remember the shows?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, fantastic. And we're back in the bathroom. It feels like we're all back in the regular home now. I feel like
we had to move around because we had company. So
Andy,
hey, but Ron, you know it was a lie, right?
Hang on, Andrew. First of all, I'm sorry for muting you, mate. There was just some background noise there, but great to have you back. Andrew, before we get into these crazy two, how have you been? How's the last freaking however many months been? How are you, you handsome devil? Then we'll get to Meghan Markle and Harry. How are you?
Last 8 months been rebuilding after the demonetization.
Yeah.
And then went all the way back down to something like 45K, and then just putting in day by day, man. Just going every day, 6 videos a day, putting in the work.
Damn.
And so barely now able to breathe.
So I think that was around about the last time we spoke was the demonetization. So did you just have to rebuild the whole empire from scratch?
Yeah. I got remonetized in September, early October, and then once I got remonetized, since I deleted literally all of my videos, I just had to start over from scratch, and the algorithm wasn't friendly. That's all I'm going to say.
Wow. You know, it's an interesting story because I'll be honest, and this is for the side chat too, you'll rarely meet a creator who claws himself back, not even just from the demonetization, but the soul destroying impact it has on you as a creator. So, I mean, I'll tell you what, Andrew, I'm really looking forward to seeing where you're at next year and hopefully do an interview where you talk about the journey of climbing up, getting there, being booted off of the top and having to climb all the way back up again. So hats off to you.
Well, it's only for just a quick one. It's only for my subscribers. I wanted to quit, and I even thought about changing topics or going to sports or going to movies, but the subscribers didn't want me to. So, you know, it was because of them.
Yeah, man. They're the boss. Just like you in the side chat, please like and subscribe.
They are the boss.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great to have you.
Such a good analogy.
It is, man. It really is. So, Andrew, take us into your point there about these two. And
I don't know if anyone had said this already, but the claim that she said about her skin color, that was because she couldn't get jobs because she sucks. And I've been subjected to her acting. Like when I first started covering her in 23, I watched all of her content, and you know, she's got a couple of Hallmark movies, trash. She's got some movies on Vudu that are literally free with ads. That's how bad they are. And, you know, her acting is just subpar. And so when she says something like, oh, I couldn't get acting gigs because of my skin color. No, you couldn't get acting gigs because you can't act. And if you noticed, Ron, right, why didn't Meghan Markle, when she got the Netflix deal, why didn't she put herself in anything? Because she knows she can't act. I think she even knows it. She knows she sucks.
Dude, she can't even make a website.
Yeah.
Like,
and she has a whole team.
Dude, and she has a whole team. Right? Like, that's the, I tell you what, I hope there's some very rich, really, I still can't say for sure that this isn't going to pan out to Meghan just being not the most bright person in the world. And just a psychotic PR team, like a psycho PR team that is just gone rogue, right? I could see that happening. And again, I'll repeat this again. Longest running Illuminati, like, shaming ritual that we've ever seen publicly is these two. I would take that as an answer. Meghan's an alien. I'd take that too. But we're so far beyond the rational norm of two people. Like, even just the concept of I can't restock the jam. What, mate? If you've got 4 million followers and you're addicted to money, and you're addicted to money like Meghan is, and you're getting 250,000 interactions per post, you'd be restocking, Meg. You'd be restocking. Okay, so I don't even know what the jam was about. Like, was it hidden messages being sent to world leaders that we don't know about? Someone make it make sense, because I can't. I just can't.
Paula said it's because she was checking it off her list. Like, let's add female founder to it.
I'll take that too over aliens. Aliens and wanting to take it off her list. I'll do that too. That one works too. Manuela, you want to say something there?
Well, I was going to say, yes, it's part of what Paula was saying, that she wants to be a female founder so she can legitimately have this podcast. But I think it goes a little bit, I'm just thinking out loud here. But what she said about the Serena Williams thing, where, lies don't live forever, and it's been 8 years. I think that's a long time, but it's not forever. I think 8 years ago when she started and she came out and she bullshit and she got this relationship and you got this all started, right? She's probably so amazed that it's still going on and that she's still gripping everybody and she's still not found out. I think she's
believing that she's going to be successful.
Bigger and bigger. Yeah, because if you look at it, it is bizarre. And I do believe that podcast was all about reframing her narrative. She wants to come back with that little cottage story of her grandfather. Then she's doing the best she can as a mom. And then her business and her show are not the same. So then she can have plausible deniability. And she's a startup. I think the whole thing is a PR spin for her to be able to get out. And nothing is her fault.
Right. It's to deflect. It's to push on someone else. It's their fault. It's
all right. Hang on. Just one second.
Everything on everyone else.
Of the skin color, not because of lack of talent.
Right, Andy, we've got your Andrew's got his camera on. Let me just unmute him.
Hello,
yeah, now.
Andrew.
Oh yeah. Howdy. I'm loving the hair. I'm loving the hairdo, bro. And it's great to see you back. But howdy, my brother. Howdy. But fill us in on what's been going on with you, Andy. Like Andrews, I keep calling you Andy.
Just working, man. Working every day, getting it done, and trying to continue with this. And Harry's got a new grift where I don't know if you heard about this today, where Harry is now funneling money from Invictus over to BetterUp, but under the guise of free care for veterans.
Brilliant.
And yeah, and so. And then that's the biggest thing in the report. When you look at the report, he put free 5 times, and we all know nothing is free. So especially when it comes to someone like Harry, he's putting immediately free and free. But then when you look into it, it's actually something like a sign up where they're trying to get you to sign up for free. And then once you're doing it, you only get a certain amount of services for free. And then you also have to be eligible by Invictus Games. So it doesn't mean that all of the veterans are getting it. It's just a bunch of red tape bullshit.
Yeah,
but who could expect anything different from him?
Yeah. George has joined us as well. Welcome to the panel, George. Hope you're doing fantastic. How are you this week? Our good man. How are you?
Doing well. How are you doing today?
It's warm, George. I'm not going to lie. It's frustratingly warm. The headphones are becoming a torture. I'm not going to lie.
I'm in the ninth circle of hell. It's Texas. I love it, the Lone Star State, but in the summer
it's very hot here. You're in Texas, George.
Yep.
So am I.
Us
Great.
Celts like the cold, don't we, Ron?
Yes.
Yes.
I love the cold. I love the cold.
Or at least like
a cave.
Like, don't just go from like 3 degrees one day to like 22 the next. Like, just like progressively get warmer. Don't just go. Oh,
Yeah. You can see.
Right. Oh yeah, I'm clammy, man. I'm clammy. The angles are all wrong. I'm puffy. It's a bad day for Ron. Ron's not doing well today. But look, let's pull this back to a topic, right? Let's pull this back to a topic. So we've covered the podcast that Megan done with Emma Greedy. I do believe that's her name. Now, we did have Father's Day, okay? And of course, with Father's Day, proud fathers around the world posting pictures of our children. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm witnessing here, right? But what am I seeing? Have they just had a new baby or something? Or is this just old folk? Like, why is nothing from like last week with these kids? Like, what's going on? Like, what is going on? This is like also, which brand of potato were these photographs taken on? Like, was this like a McDonald's potato or a Burger King potato? Like, what was this? It's the same level of quality as every bank security camera in the world, which has apparently all been installed in the 70s, right? Like, I'm sorry, you might be being watched on CCTV, but if it's publicly owned, it's 4 pixels. What is this? Do I need 3D glasses for this? Oh, is this a 3D glasses image? Is that what this is? Because I'm telling you.
All I'm going to say is they don't look like the Wales kids. That's all I'm going to say.
All I'm saying is show me 2 pictures of these kids, and then
but that was the point. That's what Paula said, right? Paula was like, "Oh, you can't see it." It's like, no, they put a filter on purpose.
Yep.
Wow. They distort it for that reason, so we can't get a good image of them. Maybe.
Yeah, but they've accidentally make it look like they're sort of telling the story of a child that ran away in the 80s, and this is the sad replay of all the memories the family have with them. Like, what is this? What are you doing? What was that? That's a little playful head smash off the waterfall there. It's just wild. Like, I'm really sorry, but see if I said to you, George, right? George, if I said to you, George, right, I'm gonna just take the fictitious child that you have, George, right, and make me a reel where you're hiding the kid's face, but don't make it look like that's what you're doing. This is 90% of what you would produce. It's like, oh look, child from the back of the head again, fantastic. We've got 1 million hours of that. Oh look, George, back of the head again. Like, I'm not against people having privacy for their kids, right? But as Paula has said 1 trillion times, we're talking about royal blood, and there is still the royal order of who gets the throne and blah blah blah.
Oh, look at Harry.
I don't even know what is this.
I think it's all just desperation to run away because they're becoming irrelevant. They're trying to get a hold of the king's attention, the crown's attention. They're trying to stay in the headlines. It's literally they're chasing irrelevancy with every action, and they're going, "Hey, we're about to die here." And when I mean die, I'm talking about publicity-wise. When you look at their acts, you know that something tomorrow, they're going to probably do something for Juneteenth. All you can do, everything with them is a strategy to how do we stay in the headlines. You have a global war, doesn't matter. Megan's going to go, let me show you twerking. You're going to have financial problems, a global meltdown. Let me show you my giant toe. Let me show you a picture of the kids. I found it funny that during some of the clips that I've seen from her interview the other day, she didn't seem to mention why her podcast was canceled. It was like just busy, we have a lot of work to do.
No, I think it was because it was either because she was black or the person that ran the podcast, she looked like someone that he had slept with and that they didn't like her because of that. It was one of those two things, George. It wasn't talent or quality of content.
But it goes much deeper than that. Actually, I spoke because, I cover Hollywood. And so I've had a contact at Amazon for a while, ever since it was covering their Rings of Power, the atrocity that they did to Tolkien. And so I had reached out. I was curious. You have contacts. It was 3 weeks ago. And they reached out to somebody else. And it was Podex, I think it's the Swedish company. That's their Swedish podcast company. When they purchased Lemon on the Media, one of the things that they requested can't come with Meghan Markle. I was curious, why didn't they share that? I wonder why she didn't come out and say, hey, you know what? I was doing a free podcast that was supposed to lead to some money. But instead she tries to turn it around and basically say that, no, this was all part of the plan. This is part of me showing myself as a founder. So I think everything that they do is calculated from the position of a narcissist. How do I feed the ego? That's it. How do I feed the ego? Nothing else. They're very simple to figure out. I mean, you have what do you have? Royal rejects who want to be. You have royal rejects who want to be reality stars with no shows that succeed. A man in drag trying to pretend to be a man, and basically a professional 2 a.m. streetwalker pretending to be a traditional trad wife.
Damn,
that's pretty much it.
Don't hold back.
But no, because it's gotten to the point. It's silly. Right. It's silly. They're hanging. It's like, that there's obviously something brewing with Kim Kardashian, because the woman who interviewed her yesterday, I believe, is still the CEO of Skims, which is the Kardashians' company. So every time you see them in a little desperation and a little bit of trouble, Doria will hang out with Kardashian's mom. And then the next thing, oh, look, we're praising Kardashian here. And now you get a Kardashian lackey to interview Meghan. So something will come out soon. And it's been waiting to be.
Let me pluck at that thread for a second, George. So
yeah.
That concerns me. Like the Kardashians are the most famous and most powerful, talentless family in the world, right? Let's be honest. But it doesn't take away from what they can do with regards to platforming people, with promoting all of that. They've nailed being talentless to a T, right? Meghan, I think she's trying to emulate that, but you can't. Your great-great-grandmother wasn't a crazy Romanian witch in a woodland. Okay, Meghan, all right? Yeah. So what do you think we're going to see here? Are we seeing the public being tested with reaction to this, with the introduction of the mothers? What do you think we're going to see? Because none of this is accidental. You can go and have a coffee together as mums, but when it starts hitting socials and hitting this, that, and the next thing, what are we looking at here, George? What do you think?
I really don't know as far as any type of brand deal or work. Maybe it's going to be some kind of product or some kind of fashion, because she had said she wanted to get into fashion. But what I look at is the fact that if Netflix isn't pushing her everywhere, right? And she's supposedly very close with the Kardashians, how come they haven't done something yet? When you're really a bestie with somebody, you're like, okay, let's cut a deal. They've supposedly known each other for years, like everybody else. So whether it's going to be a walk-on one of their shows, it's going to be Kim hosting a party, it's going to be something like that. It's going to be something typical Meghan. But I think it's going to be very limited. That's what my gut says. I have no fact to back it up. But by everything we've seen, anytime she interacts with, I don't even know what to call them, because I can't stand using this word for Kim Kardashian, real celebrities or real famous people. When Meghan interacts with those, it's always in a very limited way. It's like, look, she did the thing with Gwyneth Paltrow. Look, I hung out at Oprah's, but I never was invited back to her birthday parties or big celebrations. It's always it's the way it reminds me. I'll give you an example. When I wrote my first book, Scarred, and it was released, there was a company that had approached me, and they're like, if you pay us X amount of $1,000 a month, we can guarantee you to put you in the right places. You'll have 5 seconds, you'll be at a party, and there'll be the celebrity here, and they'll smile with you. So a lot of that exists where you can basically purchase phony media. It's like buying credentials, but it's not real.
It's legitimization through association, right?
But that's what we get with Meghan. If you look at it, where do we have somebody who's put their nuts on the line and go, yes? Besides, you have Chrissy Teigen, who destroys minors and is bat crap crazy. You don't have anyone legitimate who's like, yes, these are the people.
Tyler Perry is
Tyler Perry, him and his lawsuits. Yeah.
Can I just say that was the first thing that Paula said for 34 minutes on this podcast. That is a new record for Paula for chilling and just like letting things happen. So congratulations to Paula. She smashed her own record. But I think you're right, George. I think it could be as simple as a money brag for, a photo opportunity. But George,
right,
that must have been an agent that booked that, because if you're the Kardashians and they say, hey, Meghan Markle wants to do one of the 5-minute slots that we've got, would you not think to yourself, well, actually, that's kind of like putting a turd sandwich next to the sushi?
But see, you just nailed it, though. What did she get? Did she get Beyonce on her podcast? No, she got her mom. Did she get Kim Kardashian to do an interview? No, she got someone who was once removed from her. Everybody is at arm's length. Yes, we know them over there. You get your ass over there. That's exactly what it is. And I think this, and I really do believe, when you break down their basic finances from what we know from public record, basically the cost of the house, the size of the house, the staffing, security, which was released again that I think it was 14 days ago, that they spend an average of $3 million a year just security. You take the mortgage of the house, which you can go look up at the price that it was based. You take insurance. They're not with 16 to 18 member staff, chefs, they're going to want the best, is about anywhere from $6.5 to $8 million a year. So you do that for the last 6 years, you're talking about $48 million before private jets, jewelries, clothes, outfits, hanging out.
Was that just chef's mortgage and security? Did you just say?
Right. I said if you take security at $3 million, take their mortgage at $200,000 a month, you take their bills at another $100,000 a month, right?
Yep.
Put that together before all the private jets, jewelry, 6 years, and you add all the money that they've brought in publicly that we know of, that Harry had, books. They have 2 years left before they run out of money. So I think that's why you're seeing this grand push out of the blue.
That's, you see, when we have a joke about Harry and Meghan and their expenses and stuff, it's funny until someone comes along and actually tells you what those expenses are. Because like if we took 1 month of their security fees or 1 year's worth of their security fees, everyone on this panel is having a great time. We're taking some time off work. We're having a good time. You know what I'm saying? And
hey, Ron, are you Jewish?
No, why?
Because it says all the YouTube channels telling the truth are Jewish.
I'm Catholic.
No, I'm not. What's your take, Andy, on the Kardashian meeting? We'll go through everybody, but the boys have just arrived.
The thing is, I don't think anyone wants to be affiliated with them. That's what I think. And the thing that y'all are forgetting is that every single time that Harry speaks, he gets paid. They charge whatever charity he is. It doesn't really matter which one it is. Whenever you see Harry with a microphone that we've seen and it's reported, that's something like $300,000 to $500,000 that is charged to whichever charity he's speaking for. So when you're talking about money and how much they're bringing in, you got to remember about that. Same thing with Meghan. Like, remember South by Southwest? She got paid to do that. She probably got paid for the Time 100 summit. Like, these people get paid to speak.
Yeah,
so
of
that's
course.
why when you see them.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's why when you see them doing this every single time, because this is how they make money. That's what Harry sees as work. So when you're talking about the income, I think there's a lot more income than people want to think about, especially where you have this is one that's been conflicted. I haven't found any, but there are other creators in Megxit that said that it's true that Instagram is paying her. I don't know how, but there's other creators that have said that they are paying her. So I mean that what was it, 47 million views for the fake belly video?
Right. Is that many?
Yeah, yes. It was something like 47 million. It's probably higher by now.
He's getting paid by the platform.
Probably like 50 million.
Yeah, 100%.
So if she's getting paid for that, which, like I said, I haven't found any proof she is, and there's no brand deals and marketing affiliate on her channel. So if she is, if Meghan Markle was getting paid for 50 million views from Reels, I mean, that's some money that people, can.
Well, it's a great point that you make. And before I circle to you, George, there's platforms, for example, Snapchat. There's YouTubers who are paid a flat fee, contract fee, to just create on Snapchat, and you're all saying, Snapchat, what are you talking about? We're talking there's one creator that's $1 million a month, $500,000, $2.5 million, $250,000 a month to create the content. And it's funny because we're talking about millions of dollars, but I can guarantee you, no one on this panel is settling down tonight to tuck into some Snapchat content. Like, none of us are. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's incredible when, just from a creator sphere point of view, when you have platforms, they will favor creators. And as Andy says, they will offer Megs the bag to make that post here. There will have been a bidding war between Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for that post. And that's a really good point, Andrew. I have to say, that's really good.
But George, do you know if she's being paid, George, from Instagram?
No, I don't know about Instagram.
Yeah,
but
I haven't been able to find that information either.
The one thing I do know is that half last year alone, I don't know the year before, but half the places where they spoke, they were the ones who actually paid for it because they bought the platform at South by Southwest.
Yeah, but that means they charged it.
Right. No. They did it. They weren't paid. Like South by Southwest, by what it was reported to me from friends in Austin, they paid $175,000 to get that stage. That's why it said it was hosted. So they're the ones who keep paying. Again, it's them trying to buy. They're not always paid. They've been paying a lot out. It's the same thing when they did with New York, when they did with it was Biden's, I think it was I don't know if it was the Surgeon General or the health or the
gala?
When they did that,
the mental health, the World Day Health, the World Mental Health Day, or something like that. That Megan sat with that very revealing.
Secretary, I think, right. Either it was the Surgeon General or the Secretary of Health and Human Services, but it was reported that they paid around $250,000 to $350,000. See, they keep doing that, and it looks, again, it's like when you would watch a 2 a.m. infomercial. And you'd see it, and it's like, look, we're bringing you this, until you realize, okay, this is an infomercial. You have a lot of ads that'll come across that look real. That's when they turn around and say, okay, you got to start adding, this is promoted by, sponsored by, but they don't do that. So it looks authentic. It's look, the Megans are everywhere. How much did it cost to get them the Vision of Hope Award? Or not the Ripple of Hope Award, the Vision of, what was it, the Woman of the Year Vision Award in New York? Like Gloria Steinem did, all of those things. You don't think they're cutting checks for that? These people are turning around and going, yeah, we won Harry for the Legend of Aviation. Oh, yeah. We're going to put him next to Chuck Yeager. Like, I think that's shelling out cash.
I think I've seen people.
I can't believe he trashed John Travolta. Oh, you're dining of my mother's name. What a jerk.
Right.
You know, that's John Travolta. Do you know who you're speaking to? He actually knows how to fly, you idiot.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, but he's also a Scientologist. Don't give him too much credit. He's also a Scientologist. He's not that smart.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But he's an actual pilot. I mean, for reals. You know, Harry doesn't know. There's a clip of the Queen where, and I have it somewhere, where she's given a speech, and Prince Harry, Prince William, and Prince Charles are sitting there, and she's praising how how Prince Philip, Prince Charles, and Prince William had earned their wings. And he's married to Meghan Markle. He was supposed to have been a pilot. Yet the Queen doesn't mention that he has his wings. He said that that they follow the tradition of Prince Philip, Prince Charles, and Prince William by proudly showing their wings, their earned wings. She doesn't mention Harry, and Harry's sitting there with that fake uniform right next to Meghan.
And how many of the other awards have they done that? It's the same way. What was the gala they did, Paula?
New York?
The one in January in California, the Los Angeles Children's Hospital, where you had Meghan.
Oh, that was Meghan. Oh, that was disgusting. That she showed up with that red dress again.
Exactly. But all of those, you buy into those events. That's why you never,
she only went on the red carpet on that one. She didn't actually go on the event.
Correct.
And there was even talk she was too drunk. They had to kick her ass out.
Andrew's right. But that's why I'm saying it looks to everyday people, it comes across as authentic. Oh, wow, she's everywhere. But if you really start peeling back the layers, they're just buying their way in. And that's, I think, another reason why Hollywood despises them. Besides, they can't trust it. They're trying to buy their way in instead of work their way up.
Was it with you that we did the live where we were showing, you know, how her LA gala or night at the museum, like not the movie, guys, which is cool. It was canceled because the riots. Yet the museum had been. Oh, I did it with Pidina. We did it live. That they were actually showing that the museum had been open the entire time while they were claiming that they were doing these things. And they just had the BET Awards also in Los Angeles, while everybody was. So they just couldn't sell the tickets because they were selling the stupid tickets. The cheapest ticket was $1,500.
I swear to God, man. I don't know when these two are. Okay, so George is predicting like 2 more years of money in the bank, right? Like,
I say at this point.
We're forgetting Invictus. We're forgetting Invictus, right, Andy?
Oh yeah, Andy. I actually want to circle back.
And Invictus 2029.
I actually want to circle back to the point Andy was making earlier about the Invictus funds. You kind of rushed through that, Andy. So give me a couple of minutes and I'll circle back to you on that, because if we're talking about, if we take our panel, our educated panel here, as their guesstimates as being as factual as they can be, if George is right and they've got a couple of years of money in the bank, if Andy's right and they're hustling, like they can feel that they need, it's Hail Mary time, there's the possibility of them being propped up currently by places like Instagram with releasing what I can only describe as crazy content of their pregnancy. How long before the bidding war on the freaking face reveal of the kids happens? Like, when's that happening? Like because I've always said that's going to be that's their final card, right? That's the Trump's card.
No.
But even then,
look, you don't think At Home with Meghan Markle, the reality show with the kids in it is I'm telling you, we would see.
I would watch that. I would put it on repeat.
Yeah, she's gonna drop one of those kids. Okay, she's gonna drop one of those kids on set because she ain't ever lifted them up as a mother. I'm just saying. So anyway, George,
what has worked? Just when you want to know what's going to happen in the future, you look at the actions of the past. What has been successful to them? Twerking, which is basically acting like a slut. Pardon my language, and then dishing out royal dirt. One of the last 2 things they have left is slowly. What they're doing is producing like a movie trailer. Yeah, even besides the sex tape, I think the more desperate that they get when it reaches a point.
Yeah,
I believe at some point you'll have, and I'm being sarcastic, obviously, but you'd have Meghan with an organ grinder and Harry dancing like a monkey. I mean, they will do anything.
Yeah,
I'm not meaning that anything and everything is up for grabs with this couple. I think they're going to look, if she thinks that worked, and 47 to 50 million views, that's a global phenomenon. So what is that going to program in her mind?
That's a success.
And what kind of content she wants to create for people.
No, George is right. I've just got what his point is: 47 million views for acting like a complete moron.
Right.
God.
So what she's saying is, come on, if you're looking at it from a business perspective, then you combine that with the psychology of a malignant narcissist, they're going to go, I just hit it. Trash royal family makes money, and acting this way does. So.
Right, I'm calling it Meghan picks up dog poop in the garden. 60 million views. That's going to be the next thing she posts. I'm just telling you now.
I think she's going to show her snatch. Her hoo-hoo, sorry. I think she's going to show her hoo-hoo. Sorry. She has to. With that.
Paula goes full pimp mode. She's like, get out now.
That woman nearly did it in that dancing video. I'm sorry.
We have said a lot of things. We've said a lot of things in the last 6 or 7 minutes.
I love Paula.
Yeah, I love Paula.
I believe her, but see, that's what I'm talking about. Anything and everything is.
Get in touch with Kevin Black.
Yeah,
okay,
something's going to be showing.
Something's going to come out. I tell you what. It's as long as it's we keep it in line with just stuff and washing up our top, we'll be fine. But Andy, you had mentioned the slightly odd reshuffling of funds with Invictus. Now, for those of you who don't know, Invictus is for wounded veterans, Andy, right? And it's a big charitable event that's meant to raise money, and it's meant to be a great thing for the world, and blah, blah, blah. And obviously last year when we were, covering it, it didn't really seem, there was a lot of print. It's just for Harry to touch people's nipples. I saw a lot of Harry touching people's nipples, right?
He liked that.
He does like that. So take us through what you were saying about the funds, if you will, Andy, because it just sort of went over my head.
There's a report here. Watch, let me hit. I'll just read the report. The Human Transformation Company, BetterUp. They announced the partnership with Invictus Foundation and how their commitment to supporting the mental fitness and recovery of the global Invictus community, which means the veterans, So what this program is free. It's supposed to be free healthcare for not healthcare, mental healthcare for them. But from the way it looks, the wording that they're using, they keep on saying free. They say immediately free. And it just seems like, because Invictus is supposed to pay for the care on BetterUp. So money is transferring from one charity to the other.
Okay.
So, but this apparently this is it's not even the first time. This is a renewal of this agreement between the two charities. So this is what we're talking about when we say that these people do shady dealings with all of their charities. I mean, what was the last number? I think Paula had said something like 19 charities in Delaware. I don't remember the exact number, but that's what we're talking about. And it's the same thing. It's just shady. And the problem is maybe it isn't, right? Yeah. Maybe we're not right about it. Maybe it is really free mental health care, but more than likely it's not. That's the real problem here when you're talking about people like Harry and Meghan, because what they do is not what it always seems to be.
I agree. And I think it's a good point. And I think anything that involves charity, especially if it's cancer or wounded veterans, you better get it right. Your taxes better be up to scratch. Everything better be across the board, because, there's a lot of trauma and backlash that can come from any charity. But when it's something as, something like the C word or the veterans, you got to get it right. And I tend to be leaning with, I think what a lot of us are thinking is it just going to be another complete and utter sham show? And it's sad. And I don't understand how this hasn't all blown up in their face before now. I really don't. At least we've learned what happens when we agree to let a member of the royal family just run out and do whatever they want. Like, we've learned that lesson now. Now what will happen is they'll get led out the back and get old Yellard. Do you know what I'm saying? That would have been a much better option, because it just seems like we've spoken so many times. They had a great opportunity. The wound that was left by Diana, that could have been incredible. It could have been the new monarchy. And you couldn't have messed it up any more. If Harry had come back with a watermelon and said, "This is my new wife," okay, I think we would have all gotten over that by now, and we would be okay with the mad prince who's married to the watermelon, because it's caused so much destruction, so much division. And that's coming from a guy who, when we started this whole podcast, didn't really care. But when I see how important these things are, when we look at culture, the eradication of culture, when we see the things that we're used to start to be taken away, I'm still trying to get over the trauma of there not being Christmas shopping anymore, and I'm just too lazy to get off my ass, and I order it all online. Like, you all remember going Christmas shopping with your mum growing up?
Yeah, but that means you have to get off your
ass.
ass.
You buy everything on. How can you not go through the nightmare of taking your kids to? I used to take my kids to that store in London.
Paula, how many kids have you got? Okay, you want to go head to head on the kid argument? How many kids you got, Paula?
I have one in city.
I've birthed 7 children, and you want to compare you going into town with one compared to me going into. There's enough of them that they could split off into 2 teams, Paula.
They're like the dwarves. They're like the 7 dwarves and Snow White thingy.
They can carry you.
No, okay.
Yeah, George. They can all communicate now as well. They've gotten bigger. They can talk. They can plan.
It's very simple. It's like I released a Father's Day video. Of course, YouTube doesn't like positive content. I released a Father's Day video last Sunday.
Oh, nice.
And I actually it's about real men. It's like a 2-minute video. It's about real men. And when it gets down to it, a lot of the world suffers today because of the fact that most men today are lazy fucks.
Yeah. Okay, listen, I just want to circle back to the comment I said about not getting off of my ass at Christmas, right? There was a lot of busy. It was really busy, okay? No, on you go, George.
No, the problem is we have exceptions that happen at time, but real men, they lead, they bleed, they build. This is exactly one of the things why I focus on Harry and Meghan. He tries to prop himself up as if he is he does. He represents this new generation of participation trophies, these beta male. That's why I call her like she who must be obeyed in the ginger handbag. There is nothing masculine about him. That's not a father figure, because a real father would not allow that to happen.
Right.
He wouldn't allow his children to be used. I think Manuela. I think Manuela would agree, and everybody else on the panel. I think when you look at him, when you think a real father would allow his children to be used for marketing and publicity, never.
Absolutely not. No,
Never.
because the relationship you want to protect your children. You want to nurture your children, protect your children, but you also don't hide them. You actually have them be part of your life and your experiences.
Nah, I could sacrifice one to the public. I got 7. I'll put one in the public eye, cash in on one, let them have the trauma, save the other ones. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to think of how much life it could be for the other 6. You know what I'm saying? Ideally, all I want to do is get enough so that I'm guaranteed at least one win in the X Factor. As long as one of them can go on to a 5-album deal, George is like, no, Ron, no. I'm just saying, at some point, I'm going to need a new kidney. So
you're supposed to do that. That's up to you. You lead the way. You lead the way.
I'm just busting your chops,
and then make them tough as hell so they can do it for themselves. But I think about that's why I think about the kids now. What are they going to look back in 20? I think they're going to be 18 about 2039, 2038.
Yeah.
Think about the psychology of that and how that relates to what, because a lot of kids, like right now, I think last year it was revealed that 72% of senior high schoolers in the United States want to be YouTubers, right? So they are looking now at the Harry and the Megans, and they're going, this is reality. This is what's good. That's the exact opposite.
What's worse is that they're showing that the twerking works better than the advice. That being raunchy is actually more than being, the moral code and the compass has changed.
I actually think it's more of our generation that are witnessing Megan twerking, because the OF girls ruined that for the girls and boys growing up way before Megan started twerking. Like if you at 19 years old can earn $2 million a month on a platform because you're getting your hoo-ha out, do you know how appealing that is for a 5-year business plan for some people? Humiliate yourself for 5 years, cash in 40 million in the bank, and off you go. It's scary, George. I know,
scary. but that's talking about a culture that is bankrupt. That's why I keep pushing. That's why we're here. We push against them. It's not only because of the fact of what they've done. It's about the fact of what they're doing. Look at Bonnie Blue the other day. I was like, finally, we have a win for the good side. OnlyFans kicked her out. He's like, you're too demented for us.
Right? No, but did you know that's not the biggest Bonnie Blue? That's not the biggest Bonnie Blue news, George. Did you hear that there's a good chance that she was born a male called Tony? And the
fact is, we shouldn't be talking. I shouldn't have brought it up, but Bonnie Blue should not be a thing in this world.
Of course she shouldn't. She's offering that.
But I put out a post. And I got a lot of crap for it a few days ago because I said, because people are like, I can't stand Bonnie Blue. This is evil. I said, who? I said, you want to stop the Bonnie Blues of the world? Make every bastard famous who pays to watch it.
I don't know if I get your point, but I'm definitely down for watching something like that and then ending up famous from it. If that's all I've got to do to get famous is watch a bit of that, George, I think you've screwed up here because I'm going to take that offer right now. No, but George, could you imagine if this woman who it was disgusting, right? It's one thing, having working in the SEX world, right? And I know I've met multiple people who have. But I knew people, George, from the old system where you had to have an agent. There was this CD underworld, right? And what the new platforms have done, in my opinion, is allowed people to have control over that career that they have. But sadly, they've mainstreamed that career for a lot, 100%. And it's a really bizarre world we live in now, George, because if you're a female creator on OF, everybody that's buying into you is a man. If you're a male creator on OF, everyone that's buying into you is a man. And see, when you see the statistics that basically men have a problem regardless of whether they swing for the male team or the boy team, it kind of makes you sort of go, oh God, we are a bit of a problem as an entire species, us boys.
That's because you don't have real men anymore. I mean, they live through porn.
Yeah,
you have. When I was growing up, right? I found, I think I was 13 years old. I found, like probably every other boy that I knew growing up, I found a Playboy in my uncle's room when he lived at my grandparents. I looked at the cover and I was like, oh my God, there was a certain innocence, a certain
I'm the same. Yeah, I'm the same.
A discovery. Now you get a 12-year-old, they can go on to OnlyFans.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true. So by the time they've ever dated a girl, they've seen things that their mind isn't prepared for. And you throw Meghan Markle in there. That's why I always say it's going to end up with a sex tape or Harry in a monkey outfit dancing. But these people have no limits.
Yeah, that's true. Do you know?
Interrupt for 1 second. I'm sorry. I have to go. I have to do.
Oh, no problem.
Menopause show. So I really enjoyed everybody.
Let everyone know where they can buy your stuff, please, Manuela. Because where do we get your stuff from?
Isomer Skincare. The name.
I sent you the link, Ron.
It is. It's in the description. But do you make it? Do you sell it directly as well yourself, or do you just distribute it to people to resell?
No,
So we can.
We do. I do TV shopping in the United States, and I do e-commerce online. I'm right in the laboratory right now.
Have a little think about putting together like a Royal Mess like package deal, and we'll get that.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get that launched next week. Get us something worked out, and we'll get the ladies youthifying themselves for their own reasons, not for your man, not for society, ladies, for you and how you feel.
Excellent. And we'll raise awareness and we'll use the money for good. Yes?
I love that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That we choose, that the group chooses or the audience chooses. I would love to.
It'll be a weekend in Vegas for us all if Ron gets to choose. So, I mean, Ron, that's the good that Ron will put into the world. Okay. Okay. Right. Thank you very much. Thanks, Emmanuel. Thank you. Okay. So other than me and George derailing the topic completely and just the most fabulous style ever, right? I have no idea where we were at. So I'm going to throw it back to Paula, who is now going to be called the silent one. Are you okay? Are you talking? Are you like arguing with your lawyer or something like this?
No, I'm clapping back. I'm just letting people. I'm excited to have Andrew. I have no idea. I'm so excited to have Andrew. Where's George?
Yeah, we've got George. We've got Andrew. I'm really impressed with Andrew.
Now it's mostly men. I love it. I love it. No, well, the thing
feels like 2024 again.
You know what? For me is Pat Pidina. She has a charity, and she's going through like literally scraping to see if she can get $20,000 to keep 75 children educated a year, right? And like she provides for everything. And she has to jump through hoops. And here we have Harry and Meghan Markle just got, and as a Canadian, I'm outraged. It's $63.2 million from that joke of Invictus that, and the Canadian government at local and government level gave them 30 million of that. Then they got 20 million from other sponsors. And I mean, where is that money going? And then they got 6 million from Fidelity Charitable. And they haven't to date put their income tax return on the IRS website. Pidine is up to date, and if she's like a month late, they're on her ass. Like, where is your income tax? Because she has a public charity as well. And here we have Meghan Markle and Harry. They haven't filed the 2023 income tax return with the IRS.
And Paula asked you for that in 2023, and it's now 2025, and they've thought. See,
they
Paula,
posted it on their website. They posted what's it called? Their impact report. And then what really bothers me that Harry just getting 27 million pounds, which is about $35 million from Birmingham to begin with, right? And then now Ukraine. I mean, these people he went to Ukraine not for charity. He went to Ukraine for funds because, I'm sorry, Ukraine is a money laundering place. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that corrupt guy Zelensky buying Hermes bags and in Paris with his skanky wife, and it's like, guys, I've been through 2 wars and I've been to war-torn places. You will never find a president in the middle of a war appearing in the Emmys screen ever.
Right.
The Emmys or Grammys, whatever the hell it was in the United States. It doesn't happen.
I know what the Emmys is. Are you saying that there was a moment where one of the leaders was appearing on a screen? Is that what that?
Zelensky was invited. He was on TV. I mean, and then horrible. He had all these actors who were paid millions to go there.
Wait. So wait. Zelensky was up on the screen in the middle of a war at an awards ceremony.
Yes, he did it in the U.S. Oh, because you had all of Hollywood backing him. That's one of the reasons why I cover Hollywood. Hollywood and politics, they're interconnected because politics is downstream from culture. They were parading in him and pimping out Zelensky everywhere. And if you go look, if you just type Zelensky entertainment on X or Zelensky's comedy, you're going to see the guy was a freak from years ago in the show. He was an actor, a comedian, a goof. I mean, this is a role. When you go through his entire history, you're going to find out
the Ukrainian president. Zelensky, the Ukrainian president. That's what we're talking about.
I'm going to send you a clip. You can decide to show it. You understand that before he became president, and then you can decide for yourself if this was a setup or not. He was in a show about being president of Ukraine.
Oh, shut up.
No, you didn't. He was the president. It was a show. It was the #1 hit show in Ukraine for 3 years. That's why he wears the same damn Temu outfit that he wore on the damn show. All they did was when the show stopped, 48 hours later, he launched his campaign.
Yeah, listen,
the public.
Did you ever watch Friends, George?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Did you remember the episode where Dr. Drake Ramore's stalker turns up at Joey Tribbiani's house and believes that they're the same person?
No.
And she thinks that Joey Tribbiani and the actor that he plays are the same people. Like, that is up there, George, with the founder of Scientology saying the greatest way to be a millionaire is to come up with your own religion. And the fact that you've just told me that the president of the Ukraine was formerly in a TV show where he was the president of the Ukraine, like, have they just was that like global grooming of a whole country through a television?
We can do it. We can do an entire 2 hours. Who funded it? Who did it? Right? Who ran his campaign? Oh, that
is wild, man.
Yeah, this was all set up.
That's what. Yeah, and I just can't believe that. That is. I mean, I do believe it, obviously, but that is crazy. It's crazy. Like, honestly, that's going to keep me up tonight, George. I'm not going to lie. Like,
I'm pulling up the clip to share.
Yeah, pull up the clips, mate. 100%. Well, look, we're approaching the sort of last 20 minutes, half an hour sort of time. If anybody on the panel has got any key points that we've not covered that you feel like you would like to cover, or you want to throw something else in, let us know. There's still a couple of points left on my notes about staff changes and PR rebrand from Meghan, her in-house PR team ahead of posting that Father's Day video, a whole bunch of stuff there. But if anybody else has got any other points, feel free to sort of chime in before I go off on a freaking rant about Zelensky again, or freaking what girls get up to on certain platforms.
Did y'all talk about Troy Aikman?
I don't think we did, no.
Who's that?
Troy Aikman, the football star who was explaining, they had asked him why he
the guy that he's a neighbor, and he says we never see them. The kids are not even there.
He won't hang out with them. Yeah, no. He's their neighbor's like, yep, they're around. Yep, nope, don't hang out with them. Don't. It was like, don't want anything to do with him. He's an NFL
kids either. They have never seen the kids either. By the way,
nobody has. Yeah, nobody has.
No one has. No, and again, I know we're all from different countries and stuff, but I feel like us in the UK have got first dibs on knowing who these kids are. Like, I would be okay if there was just like a private screening for the UK where they pull the curtain back just for a couple of seconds. We know they're real. The curtain goes back. Hand us some DNA as well. That would probably be good. Because it just seems to be going round in circles. And if we're getting these reports now from the neighbors that the kids are never there, when's it going to end, Paula? When's this going to end with the mystery?
But I want to ask George and Andrew, because we were talking about it before you guys got in.
Yep.
Can you imagine, George, if you're selling your sold books, right? Can you imagine if you're a bestseller of books and your book is selling like crazy, and you say, you know what, I'm going to stop the sale of my books because I'm too successful, or you, Andrew, I'm making too much money on my YouTube channel, I'm going to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is basically what Meghan is saying. My podcast is so successful that I'm going to stop it. My goods sell out so quickly, I'm going to stop it. And now the show, it's so successful that
I'm going to stop it.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. If we're talking about you ran your podcast for 10 years and you want to finish your career strong, I get that. Look at George St. Pierre. the MMA fighter. He quit at the top of his game because he wanted to quit at the top of his game. You know,
top of your game. Yeah, top of your game.
Yeah, George knows. George, you're such a nerd. Honestly, mate, you and I should be neighbors. We would have the best fire pit rants every freaking night. Our wives would be calling us in. It would be freaking awesome. But the top of your game. But if Megan seems to try and emulate the things that successful people do without any success, like it's crazy. It's crazy, Paula. It's crazy.
And you know what? Her video, the Emma Greta's video, they got into a fight because Megan was mistreating her staff. So one of her staff, because they were not supposed to talk to her.
Oh.
And you know what? I talk about it in my interview today because a lot of people are wondering, why is this woman so rudderless? Because at least the fact of the matter is that they both talked about, oh my God, but you suddenly got a platform. Oh, you got big. Oh yeah. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. Why did this woman get so big? Because the royal title.
That's
because she knows she brings nothing to the table because she keeps, but the problem is that she doesn't want to admit that the only reason why she's got all these things with Netflix and whatever is because of a royal title, not because she's a talented actress, because before Netflix would have touched her with like a 100, mile pole. This woman is a walking STD.
Oh, allegedly.
But the thing is that Paula's right. Paula is right, because the fact, would we today be speaking about Meghan Markle if she had
that's
not?
That's what I said in my video today. They failed to address the elephant in the room because, but you got big. And how do you feel about that? Does that make you, no, because this was precious, Andrea. I'm surprised you didn't do a video about that, because she goes, when she's asked, how do you feel about, your change of status, basically? But she didn't want to say that, right? Because they avoid saying your change of status or that you're a royal throughout the entire thing. It's like they want to let you think that Meghan Markle became big because she's Meghan Markle, right? As if. So she goes like, oh, it's perfectly fine. You got to use this. My reality now is what it is. It's like, and I'm like, bitch, why didn't you ask her? How do you feel now that you married into the royal family, the most famous family in the world, at least, and you got that platform? How do you feel about that? How does that? Oh no, it's because I've navigated. You see, my life prepared me. I was 7 years on my show. I mean, Manuela used to live across the street from where Sarah Rafferty used to stay when she recorded in Toronto. Sarah Rafferty was actually one of the third one in the call sheet, on Suits. She was the secretary or assistant or something like that. So Manuela's house is right across from where they used to rent it. And Meghan lived like 2.5 blocks from that. So she would see when Prince Harry would come to visit her, because the RCMP would be there, cars would be there guarding the block. So everybody knew. Or when they stayed at Jessica Mulrooney's, because Manuela lives very close by Jessica Mulrooney's too. So they're like up in a hill. So they would, I guess that when Corey was home, Meghan would hi Harry at Jessica Mulrooney's house. That's the only way I can think, because it's just this woman. I find it disgusting, and I find that she couldn't even bring herself to say thank you to the Queen who gave that platform.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so here for when it all comes crashing down.
I'm sorry. I just want to apologize to Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm sorry. I'm eating pizza, and I know you're anti-Pepsi. I know one day you will watch my video, sweetie, and I know you'll have me on your show, on your YouTube channel. But I have to pizza. Shut up. I love Cristiano.
Actually, can we all make it a habit of every week on Thursday night spamming the crap out of Ronaldo's Twitter with "please get Paula on your show"? Collectively, we can do that. Also, next week, we are launching the Royal Mess call-in section of the show. So towards the end of the show, you lovely people will be able to call. Oh, here we go. George and his freaking webcam again. This is all part of the new 2025 George the Giant Slayer brand. I just want to point that out to people. This is so funny. But we're going to be having a call-in section so you guys can come ask your questions, all of that kind of stuff. And I'm looking forward to it. We've done it on many, many shows, and it works out really, really well. And we'd love to hear from as many of you as possible, because
but like nobody's talking about Centevale. There was supposed to be a charitable investigation. What the hell happened with it? Or what the hell happened with Harry's visa?
All those things. I know.
Right? What did happen with Harry's visa? I can't say the other name, the other word. I've already forgotten what you said. Centevale, yeah. So, yeah, that's a good point. What did happen with? I told you, Paula. Remember, I said there'll be some weird law in a book from 700 years ago that states that any member of the British royal family can do basically whatever the hell they want, and if it goes to court, they whip out the secret documents that the public can't see. And it would make a lot of sense, because the British royal family, I mean, the British Empire, it really did have its fingers in a lot of pies. And although it's been, broken up and given back and blah, 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 we've not given back any of the jewels or that. We kept all the stuff we kept just like India's on our backsides for like 7 trillion in stuff that we stole when you add up all the inflation. So if you don't think we're leaving some,
if you wanted the war you didn't steal, those are your spoils. That's the way it is, buddy.
Yeah, I think India would be happy if the British Empire were back, personally.
Let's not forget Star Wars, Star Trek, and all of those. The Empire conquers. Those are your spoils, buddy. No, but I mean, I saw you. I saw you that you posted, Andy, about the bait and switch, that the truth behind Invictus and Better Up.
That was what we talked about earlier. I just think it's just more of that. It's just more shady shit, more money laundering. And I know it's tough to say that without that, but that's what this is the thing with these two people. It's always about what it looks like. And Megan's friends just today, I got a video coming out in about 15 minutes. Megan's friends went and this is the part that gives it away really hard. They did a female founders dinner without her, and it's all of her friends. Literally, it's what's his name's Nacho's wife and Abigail Spencer and a bunch of other women. And they were doing a female founders dinner, and she wasn't there. And that's why, with George, what he was saying with Hollywood, I don't think anyone is actually friends with her. I don't think her own friends really like her, because from what that looked like with her friends having a whole dinner like that without her, I think that's real. I think they didn't invite her. I think they probably have a whole group chat without her. And because when you go and look at the report for that dinner, it looks like something that Meghan Markle would do. It looks really extravagant and all that kind of gaudy shit, And what I think happened is Meghan in person is the type of person to criticize because of what she does. So if she was to be invited to a dinner like that, where they have a bunch of decorations, the kind of shit that Meghan does with As Ever and the hosting, if they were to have a dinner like that, well, Meghan sits down and she's like, "Oh, these flowers are nice, but I mean, mine are better. Like the ones that I chose, like the other time. Remember the other time? Yeah. And then or Meghan will be like, "Oh, these plates.
So on point.
How much did these plates cost?" And then the plates were like $1,200. Why? Oh, I could have gotten a set of plates that were way nicer than this. And then she's talking like that at a dinner with friends and shit. And everybody's just like, "Can you shut the fuck up, please? Can you be quiet and stop? Can you stop criticizing everything?" And so that's why now I'm not sure if she's going to have some kind of response to it, but what it was a straight up female founders dinner. And it was all of her friends, and they were even together. Jamie Kern Lima, the woman from the podcast with the annoying voice, she was there, and Nacho's wife, and whoever else, they were all there without her.
That was a great summary. I mean, that analogy of her complaining. I just want to say, I would pay good money, right, to see Meghan's face if she ever found out that the girls that she worked with had a private WhatsApp group without her.
Oh, well, she knows now.
They do.
George, could you imagine how the flavor of witnessing that, seeing that moment her face realizes, that would be like Biscoff on Biscoff on Biscoff flavor, my G.
But they already did. Think about what they already did when they did the Vanity Fair article. They spoke to former employees. That's why you can't, when someone is good Everybody knows it. People speak well of them. It shines through their personality, through their actions, who they are. You see it through their friends. When they're bad, it's the same thing. People talk. Like, what does it tell you that if remove Meghan's name, remove Harry's name, what would it say to you if you have a company that keeps firing employees or the employees keep quitting? Within a matter of 4 years, they keep high turnover. Either the management is incompetent, or what else? There is no other thing. Or they're not good to work for. You can't go through 24 employees in a matter of a couple of years.
Yeah, none of the reasons are positive reasons. Put it that way.
No.
No one's going.
She thinks she's a car. That's what it is. Because if you notice what she just did recently with the Method Communications, she literally switched out all of her PR people, all of her PR in the UK, her PR in the US. She fired her lead Instagram person, and then she fired, I believe it was 3 Instagram team members. So that would mean that there was 4 people on her Instagram team to post the shit on Instagram that she posts. That's what that means. And then what she does is she fires all these people. She thinks she's some kind of car. Let me take the tires off and let me put new tires on. Right. And now let's go with Method Communications. And she doesn't get it. It's her. But hey, I mean, that's what she wants. You know, it's Harry's money. You know, Method Communications got paid by Harry's money.
Correct. I agree with
what Jennifer said. That's what Jennifer said today. You know, in my video, she was so funny. She says that, you know, when they asked her, she's afraid to fail in the podcast. I'm not. And then Jennifer, she's on the chat, by the way. She said, of course she's not afraid because she's playing with her husband's money. Mm-hmm. And then when they asked her, and this is okay. I'm going to ask you, if you're happily married with 2 children, wasn't she in the top 100 where she said that she's just the happiest she's ever been in her life? Right. And then when this, I can't remember the podcaster name, asked her, what do you aspire to? Come on, I got all these men.
Hey, good to see you guys. I'm not going to be here long, but I wanted to at least stop in. I'm quite late. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, good to see you, man. How's 2025 been for you? How's life been for you?
Oh my gosh, I got a dog. I didn't have a dog.
Oh, yeah. Andy got a new haircut. You've got a new dog. Freaking George got Luffy's hat on the wall. I've not had any more kids since the last time. Actually, I have had another kid since the last time we were here. Damn.
We love Mr. Wynn. We love all these men. I love it.
Oh my God, I actually have. Jesus. Okay, yes.
Men, right?
There's new stuff all around, man. There's new stuff all around. Paula is apparently trying to bag any doctor that's under 35 that she comes into contact with.
No, you know, I told you that the stupid doctor turned out to be gay. He was 63.
I did, yeah.
You turned him gay, Paula?
You know, yeah, I can't believe I used to dress up. But what really surprised me is that the cancer must have me stupid because my gaydar is really spot on. But he doesn't look it, you know. I mean, he's even messy looking a little bit. You know, he's not like, you know.
So how's your gaydar for Harry?
You know what? It gives me bi vibes.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to ask you before I forget. When the podcaster asked Megan, what do you aspire to in your personal life? And she said emotional happiness. And I'm like, shit, bitch, aren't you married with 2 happy kids?
I know.
What does that mean? I mean, when in communication, you are into wording. What does that mean? What do you aspire to in your personal life? Emotional happiness.
That is strange. It sounds like a robot trying to communicate. It doesn't, you know, if you're really happy, you're not like, I am emotionally happy. So yeah,
if I ever turned around to anyone and said, so how are you guys doing? You doing okay? And they turn around and said, well, I'm actually emotionally happy. I'd be like, okay, who do we need to call? Who do we need to call on this? Do you know what I'm saying? Well, look, I'm very, very sorry to say we have come to the last few minutes of our show. Even the Winning Communication has just joined us. I want to say
hi quick. Yeah.
Oh, you got to take a look at that clip and play it.
Oh yeah, we're doing that. Also, Andy POV mentioned that he has a new video going live. The mods, make sure you post Andy's link so that people can get over there as soon as this.
Too.
Yeah, Winning Communication too. No, yeah. Oh God, I pushed the wrong button.
You gotta wake up earlier, Mr. Wynn.
I did.
Stop outing people live on freaking show, Paula. Leave the poor man alone, all right?
No, he's already said he's in South America.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So that's the leader of the country.
Oh my God, this is
Yeah, that's the leader of the country, and that's the calmest thing he's ever done.
Oh, that's brilliant. That is. Do you know? Can I just say how many nights a week this is played in an office in Russia planning the war? Like this is the number one thing. Well, listen. If you grew up wanting to be, on stage and doing this stuff, that's all right. There's nothing wrong with a bit of sassy performance. But just instantly end your career and then become the president of a country is wild.
Yeah, it's
wild, bro. It's wild. If we get 2,000 likes on this live stream, George and I will create that dance that Zablewski had done in that video, and 47 million views on the reels. Let's go. But listen, it's always a play. George, listen, the fact that you've just said never there, you've just made my if I win the lottery list, okay? If I win 2 billion in the lottery, we'll circle back.
Is that for real, though? Is that for real or is that AI? I have to ask, is that for real or AI?
Oh, that looked real. That definitely looked real.
That was real. Yeah, that looked real. You can look it up. Yeah, there's multiple of them. There's worse than that. I just can't play them on YouTube.
Oh, goddamn. Well, listen, George, at some point I need to get a shipping address for you because I've got a box of nerd stuff for you. A couple of nice wee Luffy cards I looked at last week.
I was expecting something else.
Oh, he does one of those things too. Yeah, that's why I said that they get worse. That's why I was like, and idiots voted for him. That's what's even worse.
Yeah, but listen, like that's a whole other show, George. That's a whole. You're right. It's a whole other show.
I said we could go on for 2 hours.
100%. Well, listen, everyone, thank you so much for coming and joining us, especially my panel members. Andy, I know you had just finished work, so I really appreciate you coming and jumping us on. Haircut is on point. The hat is the right choice with the 2 turned up sides. That's the way it's done, my G. Paula,
look at Leo. Look at Leo. Winning communication with Leo. We have a new member. Yay.
Yeah, it is kind of adorable. I'm not going to lie. It kind of looks like it's just a wee floofer. Like it's a definition of a floofer right there. It's adorable. I miss my freaking dog so much, man. Like
I know. I'm sorry about that.
But you got 7 kids.
Yeah, but they all talk back to you, George. Right? Sometimes you just want to go outside and talk to one of your family members.
You can go walk one of them.
That was a good comeback.
The dog doesn't wait until I finish talking and say, "Yeah, but can you go inside and get me a juice box, please, Dad? Dad, can I have this, please, Dad?" Do you know what I'm saying? I hear what you're saying, George. That's a good point.
You can always go walk one of them.
Yeah, listen, I go outside with my kids, George. It's only Christmas shopping I'm lazy with, George. I don't know. This year I was having a baby at Christmas, George, and the Diddy stuff. Okay, I'm sorry. This year I'm going to vlog Christmas just for George. Ron's spite vlog for George the Giant Slayer. So he knows I'm not a lazy bugger. You wait for it, George. You think it's not going to happen. It will, but you'll love it.
I believe you. It'll be fun.
It will be fun. And look, you honestly, you sound like my fiance. I do go outside. I might not know where my shoes are because I've not had to put them on in so long, but that's okay. Listen, I love you all. Thank you for being here. Thanks to the mods. Thank you to the Sean Atwood channel. Big shout out to Paula, as always, because she is the lifeblood, the center of all of this. And we can't thank her enough for being so awesome. Great to see the old faces back and love you guys. And thank you so much for giving up your time and coming and hanging out with us. And we'll see you all next week, you beautiful people.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Peace.